Hello again, my friends. It's Toad once more, and I thought I would show you some of my long knife short swords from my collection. This isn't going to be a testing video. This is just literally going to be having a look at them. I just want to show you them nice and shiny. At some point I will go out in the backyard and do a bit of testing with them, and you'll see how nice they are. So these are recreations of swords from our ancient history. They're mainly based on the gladius type short sword, but they're sold as long knives, machetes, whatever how you want to put it. So these particular four that I'm going to show you are from the wingless Cobra steel. Sorry, the wingless Cobra steel collection. There's a few more of them in this set. I've only got the four. I think there's about 8 altogether. But these were the ones I wanted for a start. So you'll see what I mean when I show them you. Lovely, lovely, lovely pieces of very sharp, very shiny steel. Right. So firstly, we have the Laconia, which is what is it? Sorry, I'm trying to work out what steel it is. I've got it written down. Here we are. X46CR14, and this was basically based on this, isn't it? Well, this is what the Spartan, similar to the Spartan knife. It's based on a Greek style, but in antiquity you'll see the shape popping up all over the place. As I say, this is a modern recreation of it. These are budget blades. You know, the Cobra steel is the budget range from Windlass. Windlass obviously are budget ranged. Sort of knife company. I've got quite a few of their stuff, and none of it has a problem. You know, a lot of it comes down to almost snobbery, if you like. You know, I paid more than you did, and whatever. Well, I'm stuck to a certain budget, so that doesn't work for me. But as I say, these are, you'll see, rough and ready for what they are. They come all in reasonably good sheaths, leather sheaths, studded as you can see, rubbered handle. It's a full tank in as far as you can see. Now, many years ago, I remember seeing a piece talking about the difference between how to identify a knife to a short sword, a long knife to a short sword. What's the difference? You know, because there is that thing about the length. I think it's like 17, 20 inches, somewhere around there. There's a changeover. But at the time, the article I was reading, it said basically the main difference is knives have full tangs, such as this. Swords don't have full tangs. They have those, obviously it comes up and goes inside. I forgot what that's called now. They have that type of tang. But they never, as a rule, have full tangs like this. That was a way of telling the difference between them. It's something to do with the weight, I don't know. I'm assuming what I read was true, but here we are. Anyway, I'm babbling on, as I often do. I've got the glove on because this is razor sharp. There we are. Isn't this absolutely lovely? So, as I say, this is, you can't see the whole thing in view. Like I said, this is the Laconia. It's based roughly on the Greek Spartan blade. We've all seen that sword that they use in 300, which I'm not saying it didn't exist, but the way I understand it, they actually used more of this type. This is one. Yeah, this was the one. It was actually longer than this originally, but not so much longer. And it was said, why has the blade been shortened? And the person they spoke to in the Spartan army, he said, so that's so we can get a bit closer to the enemy. Makes sense to me. Very, very shiny. Like I said, these are razor sharp. Some of them important in this country don't have edges on them. One of the ones I've got hasn't been sharpened at all. So these come in blunt, the way I understand it. I paid for this to be sharpened, an extra 20 quid, but I think it was worth it because, like I said, it is a razor. Feels really good in the hand. So it's a short sword. Whoops, long knife. Yeah, very good for what it is. I'll be babbling a little bit because that is my way, as you know, and I don't really know a lot of what I'm talking about. I make it up as I go along most of the time, as you've probably figured that out by now. Oh yeah, I've got the other knives here. I'll talk about these at another time. These are just what I've got sitting around at the moment. So, there's the, pronounce it right, the Laconia X46CR14, and it is, based loosely on an old Spartan blade. Next up, I've got the Cobra. Q-A-M-A, Cobra. Again, this is based on this historical sword, Persian. Lovely knife. This one isn't sharpened at all. I don't have an edge on this. Again, as I say, full tang. A lot of people don't like these, the way these are bolted in, but it's actually very good. If you get a good purchase on the blade, this is very much a lovely design. Sheath's okay. It is loose. I've had to do a little bit of work on the inside of the sheath to keep it in tight. I actually put in the fluffy side of a Velcro tape, not the hook side obviously, but the fluffy side of the hook side hooks onto, and I stuck some of that on the inside of the sheath here, and it holds it lovely without damaging the blade. There you go. Ta-da, there it is. Look at this. As I say, it's not sharpened. It's the only one it isn't. It has an edge, don't get me wrong, it has an edge of such. I won't want to be hit by it, but it's not razor sharp like the others. Isn't this lovely? This is the Cobra. As you can see the similarities to the gladius type that the Romans and that are famous for. Another time I'll be going through these a bit better and talking about how the shape changes to the different types, if you like, of the gladius, and the same with that one, but not in this video. We've just been looking at them for now. Before we go, I shall be measuring them for you so you can get a better idea of the length. So yeah, so that's the Cobra. Like I say, it's based on a Persian blade. These are very, very light. They're very good steel. I mean, the originals wouldn't be made of this certain steel. You know, these are very good. If you were going to go into battle, you won't go far wrong having this sort of thing in your pocket, your sheath. Yeah, these are made in India. Oh, knocking it up already. Look at that. Dirty hands. There we are. You go down just there, my friend. You stay just there. Next up, for your viewing pleasure, we have the, what's it called? The Volcata. Volcata, which is X46CR13 this time. X46CR13. And it was popular in the Iberian Peninsula. There was a shape that he had. That it is said this shape later went on to influence the crockery. From what I understand, there's no actual proof as far as a direct in-between line. You can see that one's there, then there's the next one. But as you can see by the shape of the blade, I'll show you why people thought that. So there it goes, comes again with a decent sheath. Nothing wrong with that. Rubber handle again, it's textured. Very good grip. These are obviously, there's all a form of rubber, except for that one, that's a harder, I think that's bone, if I remember right. Oh, what sort of bone was it? I did remember. I think it's made from Bigfoot's toenail or something. It's one of them type of rare bones. As we all know, Bigfoot's toenails are especially strong. That's why they're used for this sort of stuff. Very rare as well, very expensive, so I was very good to get that type of finish. Right, so here we are. The keep thinking what it's called, the Cartier. Cartier. Again, this is sharp as a razor. You know, I mean, I've got machetes that are similar to this, but these are wonderful. These aren't. You can use them for machetes. They're perfectly okay if you're going to do that with them. There they are. So you can see how potentially the idea of the cookery came from this, if that was the case, but it isn't. Obviously, I've got a couple of cookeries there, very different. There's a certain depth, but the shape similar to that is there. Fantastic chopping. Now that's a good chopper. Obviously, these are more straight, stabby knives. Obviously, you can chop with them as well. This is obviously designed as a chopper. That'll be your point of impact if you was going to be doing it. But you can stab as well. Very nice piece of steel, that's for sure. I would at some point like to take these handles off and make my own handles to put on, which I might do at some point. Isn't that lovely? So there's that one. Just before I go any further, I'll just run a quick tape measure over them, and I've got one more to show you. There we go, I've got a tape measure somewhere. Just spoke if you got them, you know, have a bit of a break, walk around the lounge while I just get myself together. I'll have a quick smoke myself. Yes, a bit of special effects there. You can imagine the smoke wafting in. I won't deny I do miss smoking cigarettes, but I haven't succumbed, and I've been on vape for, I don't know how many years now, it's a few years. I smoked 41 years altogether before I gave up. It was a hard thing to stop, and I tried a few different times, and vaping was the only one that worked for me. But you do what you can. Right, so let's just have a quick squeeze at this. I'll do it in inches, because that's what the tape measure says. I don't, it says centimetres as well. We've done both of them, shall we? Inches. Come on. You'll fall, hold it still. So you're talking about what? 13, roughly a 13-inch blade there. This one is 17-inch or thereabouts. This one is 14-inch or thereabouts. Yeah, 14 inches. So yes, on the long knife rather than short sword, they are classed in some ways as short swords. It's down to you. I won't be using them as a short sword. The most these will get used for is chopping a bit of greenery down in the garden, and they'll go up on my wall with all the rest of them when I get my arse into gear and do that job. This is the last one of them. I've only got the 4. Thanks if you've hung around. I do appreciate your time. This is the where is it? Oh yeah, the Kinjal. The Kinjal. Yep. Now this one, the others are 13. Oh, hang on, I've given you the wrong. Oh yeah, yeah. The Quamar, Qama. That one is 1085 high carbon steel. So this one and this one are no, they're not. This one I've got now is X46CR14, whereas that one is X46CR13. I don't know how much difference between a 14 and a 13 is. I don't know. Right, oh, there you go. It's the drugs. It's my medication. It's it fuddles my mind. Fuddles lots of things, actually. Right, so here we go. This is the last one of these, and it's the like I said, it's the Kinjal, and it's We're popular in Russia, Georgia, that area. This is most of these shapes. I think this one especially, the Kinjal, the Guama. This is the Kinjal. This is like the closest to a short sword you're going to get. Different, slightly different to the others, but this is a beauty. It's my favourite. There we are. Sound of silence. Look at this. It's a pointy one. That is lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Ooh, beautiful. I like these. I will be getting the other ones off the range, but not just yet because I've got a few other things I want to buy. If it's sharp and pointy and shiny, I want it. Look at this. So that is a razor's got that sharpest. That was whoever sharpened that one did a really good job on it. This one and this one are okay, they're still sharp, but that one is ridiculously sharp. That's scary sharp though. That's when the one's a dent. You know, you just push against that edge and it will cut you. These you can handle them a little bit. You know, they have got a bit of movement in the blade there. They're not brittle. Look at that! Isn't this lovely? Reminiscent of Scottish dirks. This is what this reminds me of. Very much of a Scottish dirk. I do like this. Shove this in your skyrocket and off you go to war. Not, of course, I would use them for anything like that. So I shall just put him here somewhere. And I'll get my tape measure out and tell you how long it is. Where's my tape measure gone? There it is. I found it. It was hiding. So that is 16.5 inches, that blade, or thereabouts. Yeah, look at that nice bit of steel on the table. You don't go far wrong with a good bit of steel. I mean, these are sort of things, you know, you can use them as chef's knives. Have it as your barbecue knife. You know, it's that kind of thing. It's a bit of a novelty. But they are based on historical blades. I've got a couple of swords, and they're okay. They're okay. But what I found was I can't afford to pay the money swords cost. Not decent ones. And I could, for instance, if I looked the money all these cost together, I could have bought a reasonably good recreation sword. But I'm too impatient for that, so I just bought these instead. Sensible people do save up and buy the good stuff, but I'm not that sensible. So there we have it. Thanks for sticking around, if you did stick around and watch this. Obviously, if you didn't stick around and watch this, there's no point in me saying anything to you because you ain't going to be here to see it. I'll be changing my channel soon. Once I get my motivation gear going, I'm going to rebrand it slightly. I'm going to organise the videos better. I've got a new logo I'm working on, and at that point I'm going to have a go at putting out some stickers, because I've asked a few times for stickers, and I've got a few ideas of what my new logo is going to be like. And I say I'm just going to try and make this a bit more organised, put my information over it better than what I do, because to be honest with you, I make this up as I go along. I don't sit down and think about it. I mean, for a change, I've actually wrote down some stuff for this. Generally I don't, I just, as you can probably tell, I'll just make it up as I go along. Some of the best things are made like that. There's a nice little knife over there. See that? I got that from Raven Forge. That's a sweetie, isn't it? Very cheap. What was it cost me? I got it on their Lucky Dip thing. I think it cost me £19. You didn't get to choose which knife it was, but you get a good knife, and that's the one on that occasion that they sent me. I'm a big fan of Raven Forge, as you know. I've bought everything I need to buy from them at the moment. So until they get some more stock in, I don't really have anything more of their stuff that I want to buy. So I'm going to have a word with them and say, oh, you guys, get some new stuff in for me. As if they'd listen to me. Anyway, I'm coming up to 20 minutes. Thank you very much if you stuck around. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and like the videos. I do appreciate the feedback. Anything you want to say, I don't mind. If you want to correct me on anything I'm saying, please do, because that's how we learn things. And until next time, which will be sure during the week sometime, stay sharp, stay safe, have a good one, and I shall see you out there. So, ta-ra from the Toad.